Morning, dear students. Today we are going to start our class. That's the balance portion of superclass pieces. And in the last class, we have seen the general features of pieces. Today we are starting our class with its classification. Pieces are classified into two classes. This classification we already seen in the beginning portion of this chapter. So again I am repeating that two classes name. They are chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. We are going to see about class chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes, that class includes all cartilaginous fishes. Cartilaginous fishes means its skeleton is not so hard. If the skeleton is hard, that type of fishes are called the bony fishes. These fishes are cartilaginous. Chondrichthyes fishes are cartilaginous. It's very easy to remember C and C, C, C. Okay. Then we are going to see the general characteristics. They are all marine, and body of most of these fishes are dorso-ventrally flattened. Dorso-ventrally flattened means it is flattened from both upper side and ventral side, and just like a disc. So that's the nature of the body. Next, tail. Regarding the tail, its shape may vary, and commonly the shape of the tail is heterocircle. Heterocircle means, look here, the length of the two lobes of the fin are not equal. Unequal fin length. That type of tail is called the heterocircle tail. Then claspers are present. Claspers, in this image you can see the claspers. What are claspers? They are structures helping the fishes for transferring the sperms. That means it is present in male fishes for transferring sperms to female. That structure is claspers, and where it is seen? It is seen in pelvic fin. This is the pelvic fin. It is seen as part of pelvic fin. Next, mouth. Regarding the mouth, sometimes in some this type of fishes, the mouth is crescentic. Crescentic means this type of shape, somewhat parabolic shape, crescentic shape, and it is present on the ventral side. Then gill slits. Gill slits, its number is 5 to 7 pairs, and all these can be seen on the ventral side of the body. And these gill slits are not covered with any type of operculum. That is another notable feature. Gill slits are not covered with the operculum. Then regarding the spiracle, they possess a spiracle. What is spiracle? Spiracles are certain opening. Opening means it is actually the first pair of gill slit. Its function is not that much clear. Anyway, it is speculated that it is supposed that its function is in shark. What is its role? I will tell you. It supplies blood. It supplies blood to the eye and brain through separate blood vessels, where in shark fishes that spiracle supplied oxygenated blood to the eye and brain through separate blood vessels. And in the case of ray fishes, this spiracle actively pump water over the gills to allow the ray to breathe while buried in the sand. When that ray buried in the sand, that time the spiracle, by actively pumping water over the gill, it helps the fish to breathe. That is the function. Next is cloaca. Cloaca means it is a common opening for releasing body waste as well as sex cells like sperm and ova. Where is it located? It is located between two pelvic fins. Pelvic fins, I think you clearly know that, because in the last class I clearly explained to you where it is positioned, like that. Okay, then exoskeleton. Exoskeleton, in the case of fishes, it is mentioning about the type of scales. In this type of fishes, the scale is placoid. A placoid scale. Placoid scale structure is something like that with the three probes, three teeth. We can see that three teeth. I'm just drawing roughly the structure of placoid. One placoid scale. This type of scale is present on its skin, that is its exoskeleton. Then endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Okay. Next, jaw suspension. In this case, the jaw suspension, this type of, in this class of fishes, the jaw suspension is hyostylic. Hyostylic means what? In this image, you can see clearly that the upper jaw is not in direct contact with the neurocranium. It connects with the neurocranium with an additional structure. Such type of suspension, jaw suspension, is called hyostylic. It is not directly touching the neurocranium. Then stomach. Coming to the stomach, stomach has a J-shaped curve. That is the speciality. Then intestine, what is the specialty? Intestine, a spirally shaped valve is present. What is the role, importance of valve always permit flow of anything in only one direction. So such a type of valve is present, and that valve's shape is spiral. This is another important feature. Next, liver. Liver is bilobe. Two lobes are present. And the peculiarity of gills. What is the peculiarity? The gills are lamellibranch. Lamellibranch means the gill has folding. It is folded gills. It is long and folded. That type of gills are called lamellibranchs. And from that, gill filaments also emerging. Then rectal gland. Rectal gland is present. What is rectal gland? Rectal gland means it's a salt secreting gland. Where it is found? It is found in the cloaca. Cloaca, what is cloaca? Common opening for releasing waste as well as sex cells. So it is a salt secreting gland seen associated with the cloaca of these cartilaginous fishes. Next, air bladder is absent in this case, and heart, ventricle is present, and ventricle opens to some small pouches, conical pouches. It's called conus arteriosus. Are there. That's a peculiarity of heart. Then afferent and efferent branchial arteries are present. Where it is found and what is its function? This arteries, what they are doing? They supplies venous, means impure blood to the gills to get oxygenated, and that oxygenated blood is carried towards the body by efferent arteries. There is afferent and efferent branchial arteries are present. Afferent is of 5 pairs and efferent 9 pairs are there. Brain, it is very primitive with big olfactory lobes. Next, eyes. What is the peculiarity of eyes? Eyes are they possess, this class of fishes possess eyes, but they lack cones. Cones means what? In our eyes, for vision in dim light, rod cells are there. For vision in bright light, cone cells are there. But this class of fish lack cone cells. That means bright light vision is poorly developed in this type of fishes. Another peculiar feature, a very notable feature, is the presence of ampulla of Lorenzini. It's a specialized structure. And what is its significance? Because of the presence of this structure, this type of fishes can detect very minute electric and magnetic field produced by its prey due to their movement. Simply because of the presence of this structure, they can locate the prey by detecting the magnetic and electric field produced by its prey due to their movement. Reproductive system. And in the case of male that system arises from anterior region of the kidney. And in the female, the oviducts means that ducts or channels that meant to release ova, and that oviducts are not connected to the ovary. That is one feature in female, and fertilization is happening internally. Cloaca is present, as already told you. Eggs are large and yolky. And next we are going to see the subdivision of chondritis. Class chondritis to Elasmobranche and Holo. Next we are going to see the subclass of chondrosity. First one, Elasmobranche. Elasmobranche's examples are sharks and rays. We are going to see the general characteristics of subclass Elasmobranche. They are marine, body disc-like commonly. Tail is heterocircle, means the two lobes are of unequal length. Males possess claspers for transferring sperms to the body of females. Then mouth is crescentic and usually seen on ventral side. Gills are 5 to 7 pairs and is not covered with the operculum. Spiracles are present. I have already explained to you what is its significance. Cloaca also present and scales are present. They are of placoid. What is its appearance? I already told you in the former slide. Endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Cartilaginous endoskeleton is present in this type of fishes. Notochord is reduced and but it is persistent. Jaw suspension is hyostylic. That also I have explained in the former slide. Means upper jaw is not directly in touch with the neurocranium. Yeah. Stomach has a J-shaped curve and intestine possesses a spiral valve. Yes, is missed here. Yes, spiral valve. Liver is bilobed. And in the last class, I have told you about one table. Then, what's the importance of that table? While you are studying all these type of fishes, it is very difficult to memorize all the features of each and every type of fishes. For recollecting every features very sequentially, that table will help you. In that table, did you remembering that first start with the shape, then skin, then head, and then it is mentioning about different types of systems. I'll show you that. This is that table. And while you are learning each type of fishes, you have to think in this way. If we are observing anything, first we are seeing its shape. Then you need to think in relation with that attribute. What is its shape? What is the peculiarity? What's its appearance? Then you will get that point. Then you can write that. Then next, after seeing the shape, then we need to notice the skin nature. In that, you can write the pointers by thinking about that fish, whether the skin is with any scales or is it smooth. That point also you can write. Then next, at parameter that we mentioned in that table is head. Head means if, while we are examining anything, we are starting from anterior end to posterior end. So anterior end starts with head, and we know that head possesses so many additional structures like eyes, mouth, gills, nasal, jaws, teeth. All these structures are there. So additional features of these fishes we can recollect by thinking. Thinking in relate thinking relating with these parameters. These parameters means if you are studying a particular fish, then you can think that head, what's the peculiarity with respect to its eyes. Then you can recollect some point in connection with its eyes. Then coming to mouth, what is there any peculiarity for this fish in connection with mouth? Then you will get some point that crescentic mouth, its location. Then that way you can write that. So in that way, this table will help you to easily memorize and not get confused with the features of one fish with another fish. Okay, then we can continue. Yeah, till here I have explained to you. These are the 15 points regarding the general features of subclass Elasmobranche. Next, next point is gills. Gills are lamellibranch. Regarding which one I am now explaining regarding the general features of subclass Elasmobranche. Okay, rectal gland is present. What is rectal gland? It's a salt secreting gland seen very closely associated with the cloaca. Okay, then air bladder is absent. When then what about heart? They possess ventricle and it opens to a circular, a conical pouch called conus arteriosus. And brain, it is they possess brain, but it is very primitive with a large olfactory lobes. Means sense of smelling is very much developed. Ampulla florensin is present. Examples are narsin and shark. Okay, then we can go and see the features and peculiarities of its example. Here, the example that you need to learn is about shark. Shark is otherwise called scoliodon. Scoliodon, otherwise shark. They are marine cartilaginous fishes found in Indian Ocean. This is image. Its common name is Indian dogfish or black shark. What are its features? They are active swimmers and they are carnivorous. And their body, look, its shape, it's spindle shaped body with the tapering ends. Both ends are pointed and it can reach a maximum length of 60 centimeter. Then what about its color? Dorsal skin is dark gray and ventral skin is white. Body we can divide into head, trunk and tail region. And that head is dorso-ventrally flattened from both dorsal side and ventral side with a pointed snout. Mouth, it is crescentic shaped and also it's ventrally placed. And jaws possess 1 to 2 rows of backwardly directed teeth and that teeth's edges are smooth. Then a pair of nostril we can see on either side of the mouth. Here we can see very slightly, it's not that much clear anyway. Two pores, external nostril we can see. One on this side and another on other side of the mouth. And that opening opens into olfactory sac. Its function is respiration and olfaction. Internal nostril is totally absent. That regarding the eyes, it is with lower eyelids and that eye is covered with another membrane called the nictitating membrane. Its pupil is vertically placed pupil. Gill clefts. Gill clefts means nothing. It is the opening that's seen between two gill arches. Gill arches means this is one gill arch with the gill filament and come another gill arch with the gill filament and between there is an opening. Through this opening the water is entering. That opening is called the gill clefts. So how many gill clefts are present? 5 pairs of vertical gill clefts are present and that each gill clefts opens into gill pouches and which in turn opens to the pharynx. And trunk, if we take a cross section of this fish, its shape looks like elliptical and tail is laterally compressed. Tail is not dorso-ventrally flattened. When coming to the posterior end of the body, its tail is laterally, means it is compressed from both sides, laterally compressed and slightly bent upwards. Which are the fins present in its body? All the fins are supported with the fin rays. Fin rays means all the fins possess this type of supporting structure. They are called fin rays. And two dorsal fin we can see in this shark. We can go back and see. Go back and see that. Two dorsal fin is present. Then one ventral fin also there, ventral fin. Then caudal fin, we know that caudal fin, it is heterocircle, means that lobes are not equal size. Then pectoral fin and a pair of pectoral fin and a pair of pelvic fin also present. Cloacal aperture is present. It is seen between pelvic fins and on either side of the cloaca. Cloaca means the common opening. A pad-like papilla. Papilla is present and that papilla possesses a pore. It's called abdominal pore. Then lateral line sense organ also present and caudal pits are present. Caudal pits means there are certain pits that seen in front of the caudal fin dorsally and ventrally. This is a caudal fin and its dorsal side and ventral side possess that pit. That pits are called caudal pits and is a silent feature, very important feature of scoliodon or shark. And clasper also present. Clasper is otherwise called myxopterygium. It is in associated with the pelvic fin. Then coming to the skin we can divide into upper epidermis and lower dermis. And this upper epidermis secretes mucus and the skin is covered with the placoid scales. These are the important features of shark. Next subclass is holocephali and we are going to see its general characters. Most members are extinct. Most of the members coming under this subclass are extinct fishes. And what about their habitat? They are found in deep seas and their skin. How is their skin? Their skin is very smooth without scales. And endoskeleton is cartilaginous and gills. Gills are four pairs. Four pairs is covered by operculum. But in the case of Elasmobranche, we have seen that the gills are not covered with the operculum. And chondrosty as a whole is cartilaginous fishes. So that's why endoskeleton here also cartilaginous. Next point, an interorbital septum means a septa, a partition is present between two orbits of the eye. Such a septum is present and lateral line sense organ is present. Lateral line sense organ, I've shown you that in fishes we can see a line of sense organ like this way. It runs parallelly along the body. It is a series of open holes. It is a type of sense organ. It helps the fish to maintain its orientation, to detect the various vibrations is in water. All these are is significant. So lateral line sense organ is present here in holocephali. It is in the form of an open groove. Pelvic girdle, pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle means that bone skeletal system that hold the pelvic fin. It is a pair, we know that on both sides. So I will show you that pelvic fin, one fin is here and another fin other side. That both these fins are held by a skeletal structure and that girdle is called pelvic girdle. It is not fused. There's another feature. Notochord. Notochord is persistent in some species. Cloaca is absent. Cloaca, what is cloaca? It is a common opening for releasing excreta as well as sex cells. Then males are with the claspers. Example for this subclass is chimera. Next, we are going to see the example chimera. Example for holocephali. Its common name is ghost fish. So, see, its look itself seems like a ghost. So that's why it got the name ghost fish or rabbit fish. Look, its skin. How is its skin? It is naked without scales, but placoid scales we can see in some areas. Then coming to its head, has a compressed head, blunt snout. Blunt is not pointed. It's a somewhat blunt snout and small mouth is present. It can reach up to 2 feet long. Okay. Then eyes. Eyes is very large and fin. Two dorsal fins are present. First one and second one. And first dorsal fin with a sharp spine and an elongated second dorsal fin. It is continuous with the tail. And the tail is like a whip. Whip means chatavar. Then ventrally also there is another fin, and that is ventral fin. It is very small sized fin. And lateral line sense organ we can see clearly here. It is in the form of an open groove. The mouth in this case it is fleshy lipped, means now also in the case of so many fishes we can see fleshy lips, lips similar to our case. I think you understand that. Okay, so that type of lips, fleshy lipped mouth is present in this type of fishes. And crushing for chewing or for breaking food particles, it possesses some plates. Crushing plates are present in its mouth, and its teeth are without enamel. Enamel means that white covering over our teeth. That portion is enamel. That enamel is absent in its teeth. Nasal aperture. Nasal aperture is only one, and the gills are present. Four pairs are present. It is covered by a cartilaginous operculum. Reproductory aspects, what about that? Males are with five claspers. Five claspers, we know that it is seen associated with which fin? Associated with the pelvic fin. Okay. Then it is oviparous. Oviparous means egg-like. So with this we can finish today's section and class. Next class we can start with class Osteothesis. Okay.